Welcome back viewers. In today's video, we are going to install the Brendan Ingram's Pro Audio scripts in Linux Mint. So I have installed the Linux Mint latest version. So the Cinnamon desktop is there in the picture, and you can see this is the Brendan Ingram's GitHub page. So you have to download the code from here. You have to hit the download zip button. Once the zip file is downloaded, you have to unzip it and you have to open the folder, extract the folder and search for the Mint folder. In the Mint folder, there are two versions, Linux Mint 20 and 21. So I have installed the 21 version. Minor version is irrelevant, only you have to check for the major version. And in uh, the version that you install, you have to open that folder. So I will open the version 21 folder, and here the install script is there. So I will just show you the install script. So what exactly it will do is, once you start the execution of this script, it will first update the system. Then it will install the low latency kernel. You can see here, it will remove the Linux generic, you can say advanced Edge kernel. If it is there, it will remove that Edge kernel. And then it will install the KX Studio and Cadence. So Cadence is a tool for managing audio connections to our hardware. And KX Studio is the repository, it's third-party repository to install the different applications that are suitable for professional level audio and multimedia work. And it will also install the CPU frequency utils, where you can manage the different CPU frequencies to extract the maximum performance out of your CPU. So once you install the CPU frequencies and put the highest available frequency for your CPU, it will drain the battery faster, but the audio performance will improve. And you will also change the governor, that is the CPU governor, to performance. Normally it is balanced, so from balance it will change to the performance, we can say preset. And it will also change the grub options, and in grub options you can see here, it will change the grub options, and the whenever the grub loads up, it will also load up this. So the governor performance will automatically set to performance every time you restart your system and the grub is loaded. And there will be some changes to the system control config. You can see here, it will increase the system swappiness. It will change the maximum user watches to 5242288, and then it will add your user, the user profile that you are using, to the audio group, and it will install Reaper and YaBridge. So that's it. And Winetricks will also be installed along with the base wine packages, and it will create some common VST path in the system. So you can see here, it will create the common VST paths in the Wine. So in the Wine, you can then use the Windows audio recording programs using Wine. So Windows programs can be installed here, and it will use the VST paths that are being configured here. So the directory has been made. You can see that these are the VST paths, and the VST plugins can be installed at this path, and you can use the Windows based applications to record using the Wine. So that's it. And you can see some VST2 plugins, and all those plugins also might be installed. VST plugins will be installed at this path. So there are two options: either install the VST2 plugins at C program files Steinberg VST plugins, or C program files common files VST2, and the VST3 plugins will be there in the common files VST3 folder. And then you have to reboot the system. So after the installation is over, in the next video I will show you what applications have been installed, how the things were working, how the CPU frequency utils can be worked upon, all those things in the next video. So we will just install the Pro Audio scripts from the Brendan Ingram GitHub page today. So let us start. First thing, you have to open a terminal here, and you have to give the command change mode plus X. Then you have to give the name of the file audio.sh. So now you can run this file with the root privileges dash audio sh. Now you have to provide your password. Now I will maximize this so you can watch it better, and it will do everything automatically. You have to just sit there, and if any prompts comes, you have to reply to the prompt. That's it. Nothing else is required. Completely automatic operation. You can see the ZFS init RAMFS is getting yes. So I think this standard installation was installed using the ZFS file system, I think. Yes. So I did a default installation of Linux Mint 21.3, and it got installed with this ZFS file system, I think. That's why I was surprised to see ZFS here. But yes, now I understand. Maybe the ZFS was installed by default. ZFS is good file system. I used this on my system last year. Now you have to opt for the real-time privileges. So by enabling this real-time process priority, the real-time privileges, the system will configure your system. This script will configure your system for real-time process priority. So the audio system, the audio jack will get the priority. The audio applications will get priority over the other applications. So you have to say yes. And the installation will continue ahead. So the KX Studio has been installed, and the real-time privileges have also been configured into the system. Cadence is getting installed. You can see here the cadence and cadence data is getting installed. Jack capture is getting installed. Jack daemon, you can see here Jack daemon 2 is getting installed. Now the CPU frequency utils are getting installed. You can see here it is getting downloaded, and the configuration file is getting updated. Grub is getting updated, and now the installation of the Reaper has started. The system control configuration has already been done, and the user Sam has been added to the group audio. So now only I think Reaper and Windtricks remain to be installed. Now the desktop integration for Reaper is getting done. Now the Wine HQ key is getting downloaded, and installation of Wine is proceeding ahead. Now these are some dependencies that are getting installed, auto installed. So there are some around 211 packages that are getting installed, and 307 MB of archives will be downloaded. So the installation of Pro Audio using the Brendan Ingram script has completed. Only thing that failed to install was this some raw content from the GitHub user. So some wine related stuff has not installed. We will just check. Let me minimize this. I will just let you know what exactly did not install. So we will open it with text editor. The last items did not install. Yes, so this plugins maybe did not install. Yawbridge, yes, Yawbridge has not installed. Winetricks core funds did not install. Yawbridge also did not install, and the common VST path. So this complete thing has did not work. So what we can do is we can manually do the installation of the Yawbridge. Let us start core paths. Okay, so what we can do, we can start it from here. We can do the manual installation from the script. That is also possible. I will just show you how to do it. You have to paste it here and give sudo. So let it install. So this manual method also works. So each of the command line you have to pick up from the this installation script and run it manually one by one. That also works. So whenever the installation script fails at any certain point, that command of the installation script you can run manually like this. What happens is the server is most of the times busy. So whenever you try to install the Winetricks, most of the times the connection fails or the connection is very slow. So partially the files get downloaded, then the connection fails or the connection is refused. So you have to show patience, try it 2 3 times, it will succeed. Most of the times it fails on the first attempt. I think now it should get the connection because the blinking has stopped. So maybe the connection is done. So it will suddenly, you see, it will download the Winetricks very fast. I think connection is now done because the cursor has, okay, so connection has failed. Otherwise, whenever the cursor stops, means connection is going through. When the this cursor is blinking, connection is getting attempted. So if you don't install these Winetricks, then what happens is you cannot install those VST plugins and all those things inside the Wine has been installed, but Winetricks was not installed. So some of the additional features of Wine won't work. We require the Winetricks. So Winetricks is basically compatibility features and extra features to make Wine work perfectly. So that won't install. Otherwise, you can go ahead and without the Winetricks also you can go ahead. Then you can create those VST plugins. So you should run the command to execute the VST plugins path. So the plugin path will be created using the commands given in the installation script. So you can altogether miss this step of installing Winetricks. Winetricks is not that necessary. So what we will do is we will not install the Winetricks. That is not necessary. Better is we go ahead and we install this yaw bridge is important, so we can install directly the yaw bridge. So maximize it, paste, add sudo, so yaw bridge will be installed instantly. You can see it is always available. So the yaw bridge server is not easy always. Now once this is done, so even this make directory tar rm echo bash aliases, so we will have to run these commands. Because we have to configure it. So now the Then you have to make the tar file out of that. Paste. That is done. Now you have to remove the tar zip file. Yes, it is showing us. Let me check what we have done. Okay, so we have to say yes. So you have removed. Now you have to echo this bash aliases to use paste. Then echo export path. All these commands you will have to run one by one. Then this is the final command. Paste. That's done. So now we can also create this VST plug this paths plugin paths manually. That's done. It's very easy. You have to just give the command enter. Command is getting executed. You will not see the output, but it is getting executed. Paste. That's it. You can add the bridge control to the VST plugins. So bridge can work with that VST plugin. So it will be compatible. Finally, this is the final bridge command. Paste. Enter. That's done. Now what is pending? Yes, so now you have to only thing that you have to, okay, so whenever you install a new plugin you have to run this command bridge control.sync. So it will just sync and the new VST plugin can be used with the your audio jack. That's it. I think we are done. So the installation is done. Only thing that it did not install was the Wine So we can again go and check whether we get this. So let us try. Maybe we will be lucky this time. Hopefully we should be lucky. Let us see what happens. Anyway, I don't use this Wine or Wine. I directly do the recording in Linux only. I use the Linux applications to do my video recording. So for me, it is not essential. But anybody doing soundtrack recording, audio recording, those people will require this. For me, it is not essential. So I even don't care to install the Wine on my system. So the installation of Winetricks has failed. So Winetricks as such is not essential for the users who don't do audio recording or video recording using the Windows application. So that compatibility of Winetricks is not essential. But if you are using the Windows applications along with the different VST plugins and using the Wine for the compatibility, then Winetricks is essential. Otherwise, it is not essential. I do all the recordings on my Linux system only using Linux applications, and the VST plugins are directly installed on my this Linux system folders. inside the Linux system folder. So you have to go to user library, and in the VST folder you have to copy paste your VST plugins, and that works for me. So you can we can say decide for yourself whether you want to use the Windows application on your Linux system to do the recording, or you can directly record on Linux also. So that using the Linux directly reduces the system latency also, and the recording will be far much better. So I leave it to you. And on this note, I will now stop the video here. See you in the next video. Bye bye.